You are listening to The Art of Sales. Everyone sells every day, and this is your source for conversational, real-world sales and prospecting methods that you are comfortable using and that get results. You'll help people buy instead of pushing them into being sold. Here's your host, Art Subcheck.
There was a Century 21 real estate commercial that ran about 10 years ago, and it's still one of my favorites of all time. It was a humorous piece that really made a great sales point. So what it was about was a real estate agent is showing a couple a house. So he pulls in a driveway of one that looks exactly like the 20 others on the block. And he says, well, how about this one? And the wife says, we said no ranches. So then he backs out of the driveway, pulls into one directly across the street and says, well, this is more of a colonial-inspired ranch. And then they both yelled out in unison, no ranches. So then he drives them across the street again to another identical house and says, well, this is a Tudor-inspired ranch. No, the husband shrieks out. And at that point, the narrator comes on and says, Century 21's pledge point number 13. Century 21 agents will show only the houses you want to see. Wow, what a novel concept. And I say that with my tongue firmly planted in my cheek here. Why in the world wouldn't that be the first thing that all new agents hear, right? Sales training should be, well, welcome new agents. Welcome to sales training. Our first point, show only the homes that people want to see. Thank you. Go get them. Matter of fact, it should be one of the first things that any new salesperson hears. Talk only about what prospects or customers are interested in. There you go. Follow that point. Live it. Make it your rule. There's the secret to success in sales. And like the title of this podcast says, it will reduce or eliminate the objection of, we don't need that. You should never, ever hear that, because if you do, that means that you are presenting something that they weren't interested in. I mean, it's such a common sense, fundamental, well, duh kind of point, isn't it? So here are some specific action items you can put into practice to help you avoid hearing, we don't need it. First, have a needs mindset. Never begin a sales situation, a call, or even the planning of a call from a product or service presentation perspective, such as, I'm going to call today to present our new product line to customers. Instead, have this mindset of, what needs or problems and desires must my prospects be aware of in order for this new product line to be of any interest at all? So to do that, take your product or service benefits and results, and then sit down and really define what needs or problems have to exist before those benefits truly would be a benefit. Then what you want to do is create questions that you're going to ask. For example, let's take a basic copy machine. So a sorting and collating attachment for that machine would only be of value if, number one, they don't have one already. Two, they have or anticipate copying jobs that require sorting and collating. And three, maybe they're doing it manually and it's taking the time of a person who could be doing something else, or they want to prevent that from occurring. Next, embellish those needs and problems. The hungrier someone is, the better that scrumptious meal sounds, right? And the more desirous they become. So you enhance that hunger with your questions so that when they hear your presentation, eventually they're listening from an open, receptive, salivating state of mind. That's the key to helping them want to buy instead of selling them. Using that sorting and collating attachment example mentioned before, taking my third point where the company had a person performing the task manually, embellishing questions would include things like, well, how much time are they spending now on that for collating and sorting? How often do they do it? So what does that cost you in terms of labor? So what other things could they be doing? Next, recommend after your questioning. Only present. And I use the word recommend and presentation interchangeably, and it should be a recommendation. So only recommend or present after you've identified their needs and their problems and potential gains they desire. Make this an unbreakable rule. It's here that you ensure you're not going to hear the don't need it objection. Next, get information before you give it. I define being pushy in sales as someone who presents something that a person doesn't want or they don't need. Now, asking questions eliminates that possibility. And finally, know when to leave. In some cases, we're going to come up empty in the needs department. So in that case, don't hesitate letting go. You don't want to go into a time-wasting presentation that's only going to create objections. Now, you might want to, however, ask one more catch-all question to kind of drag your net through the sea to see if anything is there that you might catch that you might have missed, for example. So, Pat, I'm not sure if what I have here would be of any value to you. Could you see any possible circumstance of changing where you would be expanding your assembly line? Again, a very simple concept here. Talk only about what they have interest in. That's the difference between pitching and giving someone something that they want and never hearing, we don't need that. All right, hey, you know what time it is?
Your attitude will be iron every way, you'll never feel what they say. It's the art of the sales quote of the day.
That's right. It's time for the quote of the day. And today's quote, as always, ties directly into what we were just talking about. And this one comes from Robert Schuller. And Robert says, the secret of success is to find a need and fill it, find a hurt and heal it, to find somebody with a problem and offer to help solve it. All right. Hey, I'm going to talk about something that I have not really even mentioned here before on the podcast, and I'm often asked if I do individual coaching. Well, other than with client companies that hire me for training and working with their reps, no. Well, actually, I do through my Inner Circle coaching and training program. And in a nutshell, this is a membership program where members do get one-on-one phone time with me each month. They also get monthly live training webinars. They also get my monthly training letter where I share my newest material and immediate access to a massive library of training content of almost everything that I've put out over the past 10 years. And that gives them answers to just about any prospecting or sales challenge. And I've got a very special introductory offer to test drive it for podcast listeners. So here's where you can take a look at that and check it out. So here is the website. It's smartcalling.training/podcast. So again, smartcalling.training/podcast. So there's not a .com there. smartcalling.training/podcast. Hey, thanks again for investing your valuable time with me. Until next time, go out and make it your best sales day ever. I'm Art Subcheck.